sometimes it can do that. Alright, let's see. Checking all my stuff. Audio's fine. So, viewer's choice. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the next 4 hours. It is me underwater mining Obsidian. So, I will give you a little bit of thank you for the follow, Tails. A little bit of a background on why I'm going to be farming Obsidian and pretty much how much I need. So, you see where it says 24 in the upper left? That needs to say 36. Oh, awesome. Hey, Jimmy, how you doing? Jimmy Beans. I'll zoom in a little bit. I don't need to be that far out. So yeah, until I'm back up to 38k Obsidian, I'm gonna have to be out here. Now, what happened is that I was trying to move and reposition my tower, and about 110,000, I think. What's it called? It's disappeared. Obsidian voxels. Cool. Thanks for coming by, Jimmy. Get yourself some rest. I will see you around. And thank you for the raid. Yeah. So once I have enough obsidian, I'm going to go back and place my tower up on my awesome kick-ass island that my buddy and I are working on. Man, they did put down a lot of ruby. Holy balls. What am I equipped with? Mastercraft. Wait a second. That's not even the right configuration. There we go. Alright. Oh, there's some more. Yeah. It's not really that interesting, but, you know, this is what I'm going to be doing probably for the next 4 hours, unless people start throwing obsidian my way. I would offer to have people group up with me, except that usually slows me down because I end up being able to mine and harvest, you know, actually yield way more than other people in a shorter period of time. So I just, it doesn't do me any good right now to team up with people while I'm harvesting. H1Z1 surprise on Thursday. Kick ass. I hope that means the beginning of a weekly H1Z1 show, as well as the early access date. If it's a show that runs from 4 to 5, that would be totally perfect, because then I'm going to be like all up on it with a live feature rant afterward. Yeah, Steam Early Access is weird to me because I can't have people enter an affiliate code if they buy it through Steam. And that's that actually it messes with their entire giveaways thing. So I'm really not sure you know, why I should recommend for anyone to buy it on Steam versus buying it using one of the affiliate codes from one of the insiders. Yeah, I'm not going to, but I mean, I have to acknowledge it that it is definitely on there, but um, yeah. That's true. Landmark isn't actually. It's still just landmark as it is. It's just one place where one can you know purchase it and have it integrate. I wonder how long the Steam integration stuff has been taking and who's been working on it. Because now that that's working, we might actually start seeing some more improvements to some of the other systems. Yeah, I know. But still, if there's at least some way that they could have Steam allow them to put in affiliate codes, um, that'd be nice. Yeah, that's true. Well, that's for the Trailblazer. Yeah. Yeah. Trailblazer. I mean, that's a lot of nice features and stuff to have. Plus, your name in the credits and the early cache land grab. Excuse me, the early land grab, which can result in cash if there's actually options that will be able to sell builds, because someone can just buy a place that's or rather claim a place that's got a really nice view and it's got the top of a river or something, and just build up a little whatever on it, turn it around and sell it for however much, and actually make back some of the cost of that Trailblazer pack. No, I can't say for sure that's how it's going to work, but I'm kind of assuming it's going to be something similar to that. I'm surprised they don't have an option to purchase it with station cash, but I guess they've been trying to get away from station cash as a primary source of currency for stuff, because it's still devalued from all the 2x and 3x station cash sales they've had in the past. Each one of those actually devalues the value of the station cash. Like the station cash I've spent over the past couple of years or whatever, um, it was probably $200 or 20,000 in value, but um, it was only actually about an expenditure of $60. And in fact, it wasn't even that much because I got a whole bunch of cash codes from various places like SOE Live 2012. Okay. Yeah, that's a good point. I wonder how much of a rake Steam actually takes. Um, yeah. If the Steam thing comes up in Reddit, maybe we should all down arrow it and get it out of there. It's like, yay, it's on Steam. Boo, it costs more. You can't, put in affiliate codes, and Yeah. Finally used for Reddit. You've been waiting for a reason to create an account, Jimmy. Yes and no, Tezos, because if one side has a security breach, the other side may have issues with it, especially if Steam has a security breach and then everybody's account information and all is out there. Because that's what we does a good job of making sure you don't even know the account name of somebody else who's playing. You might know their station handle, you don't know their station account. Um, Unless, of course, the person's actually sharing their account with somebody else, then it's totally out there. Yeah, you'll be able to add landmark to Steam, but it's still going to function basically as landmark does. Just I think it's going to have the Steam overlay available and some of the features associated with it. Actually, I think I only need 36K for the tower. I mean, how does it work for PlanetSide 2? I actually never tried it for PlanetSide 2 or hooked it up or anything because I don't need something else running in the background while I'm playing PlanetSide 2. I don't need it, shift tab and have all the pop-up notification of who's playing what. In fact, I had to get rid of those in my game windows because it kept distracting during my procedural powerhouses show. Because most of those games I have are on Steam. So it's not really that hard to find Obsidian. Collect a lot of it. It's just tedious. If I have 36K by the at some point during the broadcast, I'm going to go back and see if I can plop down my tower on my island. Mining. Just all of that mining. Gotta keep up that mining. Mining. Give me the obsidian. Mining. There's a decent little cluster of obsidian in this area here. Cool, Jimmy. I've got Neoplasm lined up for this week. Jimmy, you're going to be on a live feature rant tomorrow, aren't you? I'm trying to remember all of my schedule stuff. Was that the plan, or I thought that's what it was. I don't know. I don't have the schedule right in front of me right now. That's not even obsidian anymore. That's just stone. Hey, whoa, hey, whoa. There we go. That water looks really awesome when it's totally broken. Clearly, I've been through there. No, just a glitchy spot. There we go. It's kind of funny that underwater mining is the, just let me know. Alright, cool. Yeah, no, it's, I'm pretty sure, it's gonna be you and, now I can't remember who else it was. I'll have to check. I was thinking of asking Sog to be on again. He had a really great rant on kind of the state of the game, and actually I'd really love to, kind of continue that discussion, but I just had him on again recently, so I don't know. Then again, at the same time, Sog would be a pretty awesome regular. We'll see what happens. See you later, Jimmy. Have a good one. Thank you very much for the raid and coming through and hanging out here. I will see you around. I will see you tomorrow for sure. Right. So, that's too close to the edge. Show me the dirty. Where's that obsidian? There we go. Yeah, I'll get this alabaster while I'm here as well. I know I saw another splotch of it nearby. So what are you folks up to right now? Civ 5. Gotcha. What you making? Just before the show, I was making and eating a potato that I covered with lemon sage velouté. It's delicious. Yeah, it certainly is, Erdnell. I have 13 restored artifacts from the old system, and I probably have a bunch of fragments already to make more. It's something I'll eventually start farming for because it'll be really nice to be able to have a whole bunch of those things. Probably some red hots. Eating candy is a meal, huh? What are you, a college student? Oh. So red hots are just like a thing people just kind of eat out there. Oh. Oh, those kind of red hots. I gotcha. Kimball83, how are ya? I guess I can collect this while I'm here. It's only a couple of strokes. Still a long way to go before I can put down that tower again. Had 110k obsidian get eaten by a delete bug. Of course, if anybody has a bunch of obsidian they want to throw my way, I'll totally take it. But at this point, because it's a closed beta, they don't really seem to be going out of their way to restore materials when people lose them. I'd lost 50k previously to a bug that I actually wrote up a report and sent it to Felgon, so you know, it is what it is. It's a closed beta. It's good to be aware of these bugs. It takes a lot of material. It's really hard for me to reproduce. I can probably find a way to do it, but it's kind of expensive to reproduce, so we'll see. I want to be able to do a proper bug report on it so it can get fixed, assuming they already don't know about it and have a fix in the way. This one was trying to delete more voxels than I had inventory space for the overflow, and that's something I just absolutely hate. Instead of it going into my time storage, it goes straight into my regular storage, which means if I don't have enough room, it all gets deleted, and the stuff that would should have basically gone into overflow into the 24-hour stuff if I had done a full template delete or full what's it called, claim delete. I don't get that same luxury, so losing material. So aside from things going over into the 24-hour inventory when stuff is deleted like that, because the other thing is it's sometimes kind of hard to place things if it's coming out of there. Um, but just increasing our ability to hold stuff or increasing the stack size. We can hold 100,000 in our material storage. We should probably be able to hold 100,000 in each stack instead of 10,000. That way, my entire tower only takes me a few stacks rather than, what's in my inventory, what's in my vault, what's in all of my treasure chests, in my bag, and, barely have enough room that way. I can't even imagine if that's going to be like maybe just one tower of a large castle. Um, that's we're talking millions of voxels at that point, even fully hollowed out. Man, I'm so excited for combat. It's gonna be a big old pile of fuck yeah for me. That's everything about the combat system. I am super super excited for, and I am gonna give them loads of feedback. In fact, I'm probably gonna have just straight up balancing talks. See if I can get Omid on for a special episode of live feature rant or something at some point. Because him and his experience with Magic the Gathering, the idea of really pushing the varieties and combinations, as well as potentially seasonal releases of new items and equipment and abilities and such, really would really open the door for continuing versatility in the game and actually allow for more of a unified, not necessarily mobile-like quality, but definitely being able to either fine-tune towards balance or being able to fine-tune towards there's millions of amazing crazy combinations. You just have to pick one and see if it works for the situation. Hiya, BioExile. How you doing? Meow indeed. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. What's up? Um, at this point, probably about another 70K. Which, at the rate I'm going, is only going to take maybe another hour or two. Probably, actually 2 hours would be kind of ridiculous. Like an hour and a half tops. Oh, there is more down there. Ah, poop dirt. wonder. Material ID 474. Yeah, I really want to be able to build with gold ore. As neurotoxin, I'm not Lenin Luthor, haven't been since Alpha. Grab this diamond, why not? Yeah, I also need the entire crafting 2.0 system because not everything can be crafted in a legendary form. Um, exile. Weird. I thought I thought I did have you on my list. Oh well. Okay. So just friend add. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Yeah. I can't remember. Did you start in alpha? Or were you in beta? I don't remember now. I feel like you were in alpha, weren't you? Beta. Okay. So then you never would have seen Lenin Luthor. Oh, thanks. I really appreciate it. That helps getting me closer. Okay. Yeah, I need about 55k still. Which shouldn't take that long. Honestly, I've done 10k in as short as 6 minutes before, and if I'm continuing focused at it, I bring it through pretty quickly. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, 10k at a time is kind of annoying, but that's the stack size. If something we can have later is like a mail system, like the mailbox is the first tier, and then you actually have like a full-on carrier network sort of thing. You can send larger quantities at a time, more units at a time, that sort of thing. Maybe it just costs money or resources. That's something I'd love to see them implement both in Next and in EverQuest itself, or in Never Landmark and Next rather, and more. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Nice. Is there anything that you need in particular? Any materials or like some upgrade artifact or anything? Sweet. Thanks. That must have been all of your obsidian. I really, really appreciate that. When I eventually tear down the pyramids, I'll have to get you back because I don't know if I'm gonna build those back up again. It's kind of neat as a landmark entry, but it is also consuming a lot of materials. That dirt. So I only need about. I'm pretty sure I need to come back with 110k, but I'm gonna come back with 120k just to be on the safe side. Thistle? I'm sure I can help you out with that. My axe is quite swift. Are you working on like getting your rubicide axe up, or are you working on your crafting stations? I've been thinking of building all the tiers of refining stations just so that way I can have all of their aesthetics, because they've all got, you know, different looks to them now, and they're all pretty cool. Tradesman sifter. Yeah, the sifters are worth getting for sure. What do I have right now in terms of... Not much. How about down here? Again, not much. That's fine. That stuff is easy to get. So how many folks even like notice the buttons at the bottom of somebody's Twitch page, or is that something that most people just ignore? Because I updated them recently, but I realized usually when I watch other people's channels, I'm not really looking at their buttons and clicking at them and stuff, so I'm not really 100% sure how effective they are, but I made some more consolidated versions than what I had previously. Oh, Metallico, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. That's awesome. Yeah, the buttons below the video screen there, where people will put like their donate information and that stuff. Because I've just got it all kind of linking up to my website. In fact, is my website showing the right icon now? It still isn't. I have to work on that. Maybe I have to clear my cache or something. Well, Metallica, the problem is they don't really show up somewhere visible on the profile page where you'd expect them to be. And during the video, they're kind of out of the way because most people are going to be looking at the maximized video screen, or at least they're looking at as much of the video screen as they want to have on their screen at once. So there's really nothing directing people towards them. You don't have to scroll past them. There's, it's a low point of interaction. Okay, so make the text easier to read. I can do that. This one was just a kind of like a quick once over of stuff I already have. Hey, yeah, Cough Dead. Magic Eye Books. Nice. That lemon sage velouté that I made and put on that potato. Every time I burp, it tastes like lemon and sage. It's delicious. So, getting close. I'm gonna collect another 10K, and then I'll go back and see if I can place the tower. Is it that the stripes are too high of contrast, or is it just horizontal stripes don't really look very good or something? Sort of merge with the text? Okay. There's definitely things which I can do about that. Font bigger. Stripes thinner. Um, yeah, there's a few different things. I'm probably going to um, maybe desaturate the area around the text with like a feathered selection or something, and then work it that way individually for each one. Make it look all kind of like gray behind it, and take some of the contrast off. And then I might actually add a little bit of color to the text to help it further differentiate from the lines in that desaturated area behind it. Why is there a second set of building tools in your inventory? Where'd those come from? Ask SOE. They clearly wanted to give them to you. Which set of tools are you talking about? Your harvesting tools, or did you just get like more crafting stations, or what actually got doubled up for you there? Oh, I see. Don't need a paint. Don't need that. Don't need one of those. So wait, you don't have to craft your tools anymore? You just start with everything now? Is that what they've just done? Like I told them to do from the beginning? Of course, we still don't have fly mode, and that's the thing that everybody's, one of the things people have been asking for since alpha. So I'm glad I'm right on that one, but that fly mode, and also the fact that we're going to have that nice zoom out on claim will be nice. Gliders, yeah, gliders would be nice. Boats of the Zephyr. Boats of the Zephyr. Or the drifter jump jets from PlanetSide 2. They could always put PlanetSide 2 assets and properties into the game, or certainly the functionality from them. I honestly don't even know what Arcades looks like. I'm kind of disgusted by the cash grab business model for the short-term localization to the United States. It's just so disappointing. $150 for something that's been running for 2 years. You're not influencing the development team in any way. You're not getting your name in the credits. You're just getting a bunch of freaking cash shop items, and you get to play it while they're still getting all the Korean text out of it. It's so lame. I mean, I don't know, at what price point they would have had to set it to make potentially more money than they've been making from it, because a bunch of people have been paying the 150 anyway. Okay, so that makes sense. Still, don't you think it's kind of extortion to make you pay that much for something that's, already known about, that you could potentially be playing through proxies and such? Evil FX, hey, how you doing? Featured some of your stuff on Castles and Crap Shacks. I don't know if you saw the screenshots or not, but went through your amazing builds there. Can't even remember. Were you there? Oh yeah, Kimball. I'm sure the quality of gameplay is probably pretty solid. And I'm sure the content has got to be something worthwhile if everybody's jumping on it and enjoying it so much. So I mean, I'm not saying that it's a bad game. It's just the business plan with it. Like I don't hate the work that Disney's employees do, but I definitely hate the company. You know, the owners and profiteers of it. So um, same kind of thing here. I'm sure the workers did a great job making a great product, and I'm sure it's really, really fun and satisfying to play. But um, the just the business model, it's represent how it's being represented is just really disappointing to me. I thought I thought Star Citizen was planning to be free to play. Um, I thought that one was gonna kind of be like World of Tanks status. That sure it's free to play, but if you want this battleship here, you can either grind for the next 5 years or you can drop $150 on it. Need to buy the game itself? Okay, but it's not gonna have a monthly subscription, right? Honestly, for Landmark, I would be fine if it had a $20 client purchase. That would definitely curtail a lot of the abuse. In some ways, it would curtail the abuse. In other ways, SOE would be able to basically make money off of all the gold farmers whenever they ban an account and they start up a new one, drop another $20. But at the same time, making it $20 would also make it very exclusive rather than inclusive, and the point of the game is to be inclusive. So um, I'm not really sure how that one would be resolved. If there's some amount of features that it would be worth withholding from people unless they pay a certain amount of money. Um, and that's getting into some really tricky territory too. It's really not an easy subject to approach. Okay, so I think I have enough. Let's give it a try. No, come on. The place is called Ohio's Port Authority. How much clearer can I make it? Thank you, Nightbot. I wonder, how are we doing on the next poll? 2 for FTL, 1 for PlanetSide 2. Okay. Let's see, Landmark, you can pull through this. Yeah, there you go. No, Evil Effects. I could have hundreds of games on that list, but I'm gonna be. I have those 10. I also had Landmark on the list, and I didn't have Hearthstone. But since Landmark is what people picked, I went with Landmark. I took it off the list and added Hearthstone, and that's pretty much what I'm going to do. As games get picked, I'm going to remove them and put something else on. So I created this antenna here for my buddy. Solitaire actually, as a stream, it doesn't sound that stupid or weird to me. The idea of it being a game where you're, trying to show off your game theory and your understanding of it, and trying to teach other people. There's nothing wrong with that. That actually would be really smart. I'm not going to steal your idea, though. It still hasn't loaded this. This is one of my final alpha build, the bottom third of it. It goes even taller. It goes 3 claims. But that's not what I'm about here. I just put it up temporarily because I couldn't put the tower back up. Mr. Poundsign was complaining about my yawning during the Unity show earlier, Unity Daily, but not yawning now. I hope he got his work done. Heal. Yes. Wait. Yes. Dune. I find a whole lot of it just north and just south of the hub. If you come to Rebellion Dune, right nearby where my stuff is. Okay. Template. Damn, I am running out of space here. I'm gonna have to mess some stuff up, move some stuff around. Probably get rid of that one at some point. Yeah, that one is just repetitive. Place. I use I think I'm using game capture for this. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm using game capture for Landmark. So the most important thing for me to remember to do this time is rotate the gate so that it's facing towards the way people will actually approach it from. There we go. Yeah, I found that too. I think a lot of Java-based games will have issues with it, for example. I think I have to do 3089 with window capture. I think the Binding of Isaac Flash games and stuff have that issue too. So once again, I have to window capture that. Which, by the way, the Binding of Isaac is on sale for 99 cents, so if you don't have it and you love procedural roguelikes, or games that are really dark and twisted, um, or games that are just fun in general to play. The Binding of Isaac, it's awesome, and Rebirth is going to be coming out soon, so this is a great way to get prepped for it. Are you looking relative to my screen or what? Because my color profile might be different than yours, or it could be getting messed up with the broadcast somehow. And this overhang here is fine because that's where I'm going to have some columns to I mean, a little while back I think they did a slight adjustment to some of the stuff. Alright, this looks like a great position. Do not pace the air. Place. Don't fail me. Don't fail me. Oh, son of a. How much more do I need? Wait. Oh, 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 oh my goodness, it's building back. Fuck yeah. Hey, that material is off. Yes, there we go. A beacon of darkness. I still have to seal the underside, but that's not so big of an issue. I'll do that right now. I might as well. I think I'm going to use large obsidian brick, and I'll use medium, so it's continuous with the outside. Gotcha, Bio. Hey, I started by experimenting. I mean, I wouldn't be as good with building as I am right now if I hadn't started with simpler stuff. Gee, get it off. Or actually, I can just... have it all the way to here. I should put one of my alpha builds back up, see if folks can see some of those again. Some of those were really fun. Man, he keeps on calling. Oh, that guy. Yeah, no way. Good fucking luck. Hold on a second, I need to figure out what the hell's going on. Sometimes you have to repaste edges or redo things a lot of times. Or just know that you're going to have to smooth it. Y'all ever had cacao nibs? They kind of look like almonds. See you later, Bio. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. You're able to help me get back on track with the building here pretty quickly. I really appreciate it. And Metallical also helped me out a lot here. Yeah, right. It's free. Think you get to stay there. Okay. Make sure I patch all the holes before I go back down, or as many as I can. I'll seal that from the outside. Should be easier. Yeah, you know, that's fine. If you're wondering about those random shiny colors there, I'll show you why it's doing that in a moment. Whoops. It's kind of slippery there. I might seal that with a couple column segments anyway. Oops. Oh, put more paint in here. Now left click sometimes doesn't want to release, and I don't know why. It's definitely not my mouse. That might have been a little superfluous, whatever. There. Mostly sealed. This might all be superfluous because these are all getting the column segments, so I'm going to do it anyway just to be clean about it. Okay, so those mysterious lights, yeah, I put a bunch of those down there because I needed to make some inventory space. That's all. I'll wait till they give us our shapes back before I mess around with a walkway leading up. Go back over here for a moment. Make me some column segments to work with. You gotta pay the troll toll to get in. Hi, Adam. How's it going? Did someone just warp in on top of me and get stuck in that column? That's hilarious. Oh man. Too funny. Too funny. Cat falling into the iron forge. What tempting? I don't intentionally get people stuck, it just sometimes happens. Oh, paste a lid on it. Eh. No, because evac to safety handles that. That's a little on the wonky side. Whatever. Sure, it'll clear itself up. Yeah. Thank you for the follow. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I guess wear and tear can cause a hole in the world. I'm gonna scroll up here for just a moment, folks. Cool. Whoops. How are the results looking anyway? Terraria risk rain FTL. Okay, cool, cool, cool. No, I'm talking about somewhere where you can see the skybox through it, not just any old hole in the world. They are some pretty tough looking columns, and the angles that you see as you go around them are pretty nice there. Those look lined up. Now let's scroll it up to minimize the extra usage of material. Cool. I might have enough obsidian. I might have to delete that other one that I made. I might just have enough obsidian for all of it. Cool. Sounds good. Evil Effects. Hopefully, I'll be able to stop by and watch what you're doing later on. Everyone who isn't already, follow Evil Effects if you care about awesome builds and Landmark, because he is somebody who he's just full of them. He just churns them out like it's no big deal. So definitely somebody to be watching and following here. Cool. I like Destiny or Jestiny. It's like some gestation or something comes to mind. Adam, what are they trading me? Uh, oh, thank you. MMOs. So let me put it this way, Adam. For the past little bit, and it's becoming a lot more apparent the more I get into it, I really don't like static theme parks as much as I used to. I I used to play more theme parky games. These days, I like things where it's going to be a different experience every time, and it's to be constantly changing around. So procedural, puzzle games. You get, you Flood Runner and Infinite Runner sort of games. You give me, what's it called? Super Hexagon. There's another one that someone recommended to me. I need to look into. Um, there's a lot of stuff that I'm really excited for in terms of just that genre or that aspect of it. And the second of the three kind of major procedurals, your Rogue Legacy has been a lot of fun. Just getting back into Rogue, into the original, was so much fun. Legend of Dungeon is like direct lineage of Rogue. That game is so much fun. Delver, I wish it was better for the roguelike thing. It tells you too much and doesn't have enough variance. Maybe in the future it'll be better about that. Terraria, Edge of Space. I need to get Starbound and Korea going here pretty soon. But those are more in the sandboxy sort of things, and that's the thing. Sandboxes are the other thing. I just named off four of them: Terraria, Starbound, Edge of Space, Korea, and this is of course the big one. This is the sandbox of sandboxes here, Landmark, which is one of the reasons why I'm so excited for it and why I enjoy it so much, because this is right in the vein of exactly what I'm looking for in the future games I'm going to be playing. If 3089 had been converted into some sort of an MMO or a large scale sort of thing, I'd probably be playing the hell out of that right now, because that game is super fun too. Um, it's really in terms of actual MMOs, like H1Z1, I'm definitely getting into that. That should be a lot of fun, and that's partially just kind of enjoying SOE's products and wanting to see what they do with it. The other thing is, I've really liked the idea of some of those survival games, but none of them really had enough to make me be like, oh, that's the game I want to be like throwing lives and lives away at for the next however long. Um, so that being said, no, it's other than H1Z1, I can't really say there's a lot of games in particular that I'm really like super excited about. Thanks, Cold Fusion. Yeah, I definitely will. I'll have to use it for some sort of a fancy inlay pattern or something. A few space ones. Yeah, I definitely um, send them along. Um, I got one called Steam Marines or Space Marines or something like that. That it'll it's procedurally generated, but my first time playing, it just kind of got my ass kicked going out one door. So either that was a really tough roll, or um, there's something I didn't quite understand about it when I was playing it. Okay, let me get back to that. That was down here. Black Tower. All craft the world. Space engineers I've heard about. Steam World Dig. Hmm. I'm marking UN EQ equals UN. I mean, I'm Vox. I'll have to check that one out. That's really my kind of game. Vox. Yeah, I'll have to write this list down. Check them out. That's really cool. Yeah, I'm actually, not only am I fine with pixel graphics, I'm really excited for the Rebirth remake of The Binding of Isaac because it's going to be done in full 16-bit looking graphics, and it looks super cool. The Flash version, the current version, it's kind of neat in a lot of ways, but there's also a lot of limitations to that Flash art style, and isn't really what he was looking to do with the game anyway. Cool. Yeah, I still have one called Starforged. I got the alpha for it, but I haven't really played it much. That's one I definitely should mess around with some more. Okay, so I've got a tower with columns overlooking the ocean. That's kind of what I was looking to do here. That was pretty cool. And that was only 2 hours. Oh yeah, Katavari. Guess I can get rid of this microvoxel segment. There's one little pip floating around somewhere still, I think. There you are. Boink! Okay. So that's cleaned up. Okay. I wonder what happened. There used to be a nose there. You know what? I'm gonna restore that nose. Yeah, Kata, I got all the obsidian I needed. Believe it or not. I got a whole lot of it from I'm having a mental blank here. They were totally just here in the channel. BioExile. BioExile gave me a whole bunch of it. So there. It's a nose. It's a nose made out of stone that's kind of built into the rock here. I've had much fun. Alright. Schnoz Mountain. There you go. Okay. Now that that's complete, I have a certain somebody to help with a certain amount of material because they provided so much obsidian. I'm gonna go and get them some thistle. Thistly thistles. BioExile, you're still in here, yeah? No, took off. That's right. So I'm gonna teleport. Bruno. Nice. How about Oompa Loompias? Lumpia. So it looks like teleport's broken. Or at least I can only go one way with it, I guess. Nah. Okay. That's a long run. Alright, gonna load planet side, I'm gonna load landmark back up. Yeah, I'm just gonna be silly here for a moment. Because if you teleport or if you log in on a different server, it'll bring you to the hub on the same island. So, you can just do that to get back. Yeah, that'd be great. Honolulu's in the Sahara. Well, by landmark logic, everything, not only is everything Arizona that's got a desert, but it isn't even Arizona because these aren't even cactus. They're euphorbs. They don't have all the characteristics of a cactus. Those little spine stickers coming off of them are a lie. That is not a cactus. It is a euphorb. It's a different kind of succulent. Yeah, a globe would be nice, right? Metallico, there's going to be at least as many biomes and landmarks as they're going to have in next because this is going to be a testing ground for it. Llama, how you doing? I told him Thistle is just right in my backyard. I wasn't joking.